Namaste, my friends. Welcome to this yoga class for slowing down. This class is designed to bring you some peace of mind and just slow down the body from all the hectic busyness of day-to-day life. So get into something comfortable and let's begin. Begin this class in an easy pose, just crossing your legs, feeling your breath, and just feel your spine align. Your heart should be above your pelvis, your head above your heart. And now we're going to take some cat-cows seated. So inhale, arch your spine back. Let your head drop down towards your pelvis. Hands on your knees. Inhale and then exhale, pushing your chest out, shoulders away from the ears, lifting your chin. And then take that sequence again 5 times. Just feeling your breath connect with you. Once you've finished, come back to center and we're going to take a reclined butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together and slowly come onto your back. Let the knees drop out to the side. Let your hands come over your head. And just focus on sinking into the mat, into the earth. There's nowhere you need to be right now. Just focusing on yourself and the nurturing benefits of your yoga practice. Take 8 breaths here. When you finish that, just bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat. And then lifting up your left leg, wrapping it over your right, and let your legs drop out to the right hand side and look over your left shoulder. Maybe have your arms out beside you or in a cactus pose. Feel this beautiful twist, adding nourishment to your spine. And breathe into this pose, letting yourself sink a little deeper. And then come back to center, placing the soles of your feet on the mat. Now bringing your right leg over your left and letting your knees drop out to the left, looking out over your right shoulder. And just sinking into the mat. And if your mind starts to wander or gets drawn away by any apprehensions or to-do lists or fears or anxieties, just come back to this moment on the mat and your intention, which is to slow down. And now coming back, soles of your feet back onto the mat. And we'll take a happy baby pose. So bringing your knees into your chest and then opening them up so that they come towards your armpits. Then straightening up your legs. And if you can, grabbing your feet either on the inside or the outside, and open up your pelvis and hips in this pose we call happy baby pose. And now, coming out of this pose, we'll come into a saddle pose, so a seated position. So if you can, just roll up or come on to your seated area. Have your legs out in front of you. And inhale, straightening up the spine, straighten the arms up to the sky. And now we're going to do a forward fold. So bringing your head down towards your shins. And have your hands out next to you, just dropping out to the side, into the earth. Inhale one last time, and then coming up onto our saddle pose, and then onto your knees, and we'll take a child's pose. I'd like you to bring your knees out to the side of the mat, and then let your chest sink into the mat, arms reached out in front of you. And then reaching over towards the right, feeling that stretch down the left-hand side. And then come back to center and stretch over towards your left. Come back to center now, and we'll work our way up into a downward facing dog. So bringing your seat up to the sky, pressing down through your heels, stretching out those calves, and stretching with your chest towards your thighs, just pedaling it out here. Checking your ears are in line with your biceps. And now, coming down into plank, pressing forward with your chest onto your palms. Hover here momentarily, and then bringing your elbows in towards your ribs, sink down onto the mat, untuck the toes, and then pushing up into cobra. And just feel this lovely stretch in your back. If this is too much, just come into baby cobra or stay flat on the mat. And then coming back up into our downward facing dog. Once you're in your dog pose, pedal it out, maybe bringing your hips from side to side. And then jump or walk forward on your mat into a standing forward fold. And just feeling that stretch in your lower back, in your calves, and press down through your heels, bending your knees if you need to. And once you're here, breathe, take 4 breaths. once you've taken this, heel toe your feet out to the side of your mat and slowly begin to work your hips down towards the mat. Have your palms out in front of you as we come into a yogi squat. So placing your elbows in your knees, hands to your heart, and try and straighten up your spine as much as you can. Good. Now coming out of this pose, just come into our forward fold again. And then we're going to come back down onto our mat. Have the soles of your feet on the mat, maybe a bit closer towards your hips than you'd naturally do. Have your arms parallel on the mat, and then we'll come into our glute bridge. So pressing down through the feet, keeping that pelvis neutral. We're just going to peel our spine vertebra by vertebra off the mat into our glute bridge. Option, interlace the hands underneath you and bringing the shoulder blades in towards one another. Beautiful. And now keeping your pelvis in neutral, don't let your hips fall out to one side. Put your hands back down parallel on the mat and bringing your spine slowly down towards the mat. And now we're going to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Taking a moment here to reconnect with your conscious breath. Notice how your body now feels, and if any thoughts come by that take you away from this moment and this mat, just view those thoughts like clouds and come back to this moment. Become aware of all this nourishing energy that yoga is providing you with today. And resolve to come back to how you feel in this moment at any point if you begin to feel distracted during the day. Notice how calm your body now feels, making sure that you're consciously unclenching the jaw, unfurrowing the brow, and just scanning your body down through the lungs, through the stomach and the heart. Observe the sinking feeling in your pelvis, your thighs, your calves, all the way down to the toes. And inhale here and exhale. Begin now to wiggle your feet, wiggle your hands, and come back to the mat. And when you're ready, make your way up into easy pose, where we began. Bringing your arms above your head and your hands to your heart. We bow and say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Yoga for Slowing Down class. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again on the mat soon. Thank you.